Hello everybody and welcome to our triple buddy colour along with me, Shellarty, Ashley and Amazon Tammy. We are all colouring the same page from Colin Thompson book. We are all decided to do it in the Colouring Heaven's Busy Worlds, just so we're all colouring the same page. But if you also have the Colin Thompson book, it's also in here as well, just it's on a bigger scale. It is in here somewhere, so that's just got my plan on it, but it's a double page in the big book. So to make it fair and square for all three of us, we're all colouring in the Colouring Heaven Busy World book. We are all doing the same one, so we're going to colour the same image every single day, only one of us is using a lower end pencil, one of them's using a mid-range pencil, and one of us is using a high-range pencil. And every day I'm going to put an image on Shellarty and Colouring Friends of all our finished day before our videos play out, so you can guess whose is whose. So let's get started. I am using POLYCHROMOS. I think ASHLEIGH is using FARBEN, and Amazon Tammy is using CRAYARTS. So let's get started. They should have all launched out at the same time, on the same day. So watch all three. I will link the other two channels in my description below, so please go and check them out if you don't already have them subscribed. So let's get on with the colouring. So I'm going to zoom down because obviously these images are so tiny. I mean, like, I've even struggled as to what some of them are. So I need to come a bit closer actually. Let me just get the I have to do my zoom manually because my camera doesn't like doing it itself. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start off with the little Chinese wok down here. So I am using Cold Grey 4. And I'm going to start off just here. And I'm going to follow along with exactly the same grayscale as what Colin has used in his picture. You see these little googly eyes down here? They're funny. Next up we have Payne's Grey. So I'm not sure how long this video will take, so I'm going to kind of base them all off this first one, whether some may be at speed along colouring and some I may do as a talking through one like I'm doing now. I'm not too sure. It'll just depend on what how long these take. So just jumping back to Cold Grey, is it cold or warm? Cold Grey 4. I'm just blending that in a bit. But it'll just be, it's just a cool little adventure that three friends from the colouring community just getting together, this is black, and colouring, which is cool. And I'm so excited to do with the both of them. So I'm just keeping my pencil quite sharp for this because they are so tiny. I mean, there's even tiny little mouse heads there. Don't even know how I'm going to do them. Back with Payne's Grey. See, I wasn't sure. I know the paper's good in the Colin Thompson book, but I wasn't so sure how they'll be in the Colouring Heaven one. And they're not, it's not so bad. It's not doing so bad at all. But then the handle. Going back down here. Which colours did I get for the handle? I've got them all laid out and I can't even remember what I'm using. So this is BUGET, I think you pronounce that. And I'm just going to colour the whole of the handle with that colour first. It's just a traditional wok. And then I'm going to come in with burnt sienna. And where we've got these ridges, I'm just going to literally pick out them ridges. And just fade it out into that central bit. Let me turn this actually a little tiny bit. Well, these have got to be the tiniest things I've coloured in, and I don't do tiny. I mean, Kirby does tiny things, but these are even tinier. It's really, really tiny. Like, I am actually struggling to see what's what on this page. The back with BUGET. How you pronounce that? And I just want black, but I just need to sharpen that tape a little bit more for this. And I'm just going to go right in this corner here. Just had to make sure then I was actually recording, because that would be horrendous if I wasn't, wouldn't it? So I'm just putting in the little bits of shadow that I want in there, and then the little handle is going to be black. And that's the wok done. They're so dinky, it's cute. Okay, at the back of here I want this to be a copper pan. Trying to work if that's the same, so I'm going to do this as the copper one. So this is burnt ochre. I'm going to do the whole area with burnt ochre. And it's just peeping out that side as well. And just there. And then next up we have sanguine. No idea if it is a copper pot, but that's just the colour I want to do. So that's what colour it's being. So in here, I'll come out with these a little bit. So tiny to do the little tiny areas in it. And then last up with this one, I'm using Venetian red. I'm just going to use that in the very corners, just bring that out, and that just enhances that copper pot. I think its bottom bit was down here. Okay, let me just go back with sanguine. Let's bring that out a little bit more. And then burnt ochre. Okay. So I'm going to do another steel pot here, but I'm doing it in a different colour. So I'm doing here warm grey 2. I'm colouring the whole section in. There's 2 pans here, so I'm going to have to do both. I didn't realise that was 2 pans. It's like a big bowl. So then I'm going to come in with warm grey 4 under here. I mean, that's a vulture sat on top of a pan. Honestly, the imagination is funny. I'm just going to put a shadow there as well because there is a handle there, so. And then lastly, I've got warm grey 6. I'm just going to pop that on. Everywhere there's a little shadow, I'm just going to put that in. And then back with warm grey 4. Just pulling that shadow out. Everyone comes alive at night. Out a little bit with that. And then our light, which is warm grey 2. Just come back in and blend that in. Let's see. This part I'm going to come in with just black. I'm really confused as to what some of these things are. Because this is so small, I'm just going to use my shading as my transition through to the lighter colour rather than using some others. So, and then this pot can have, it's got a little metal handle on, that's the tiniest thing I've ever seen. So let's sort this vulture out. So let's give him some nice little flicky feathers. It's ever so tiny. A tiny bit of raspberry. Don't know how you pronounce that, if I'm honest. And his head's white, so I'm just going to leave it white. And then I've just got cadmium orange for his beak. Okay, what else have we got here? No idea what that is, but I'm going to go with the same colour as we used for the wok. So I'm going to colour that in cold grey 4. And then Payne's grey. And then to black. Back to warm grey 4 and just blend them in. we'll suss out what liquid that is that's coming out. This one can have a wooden handle as well, so I've got brasserie all the way down on this handle. Even them little nuts out there for the and then I'm going to go in with burnt sienna. I just made a right strange noise at the back of my computer. Okay, so that's that done. And this time I'm going to do the lighter grey. No, I'm not actually, because I want to do the darker grey. So the same as with the pot we've just done, because I've got a light grey behind it. So back in with cool grey 4. And the mouses are going to have to be brown, I think. I've no idea what this swirly thing is there. It's like a guessing game, honestly. Payne's grey. I'll just sharpen that. It's not sharp enough for this tiny little page. Back with cool grey 4. Just blending that out. I think this is more trickier than the bookshelves that I've just been doing. Then with the black, just putting the shadows in from the leaf. And then building up the shadows on the pan. And try and get it kind of like a blush steel effect by just doing a bit of flicking. Okay, so now we've got the knife to do. So I want it to be this same colour. So warm grey 4 again. It's a very blunt knife. Okay, Payne's grey. And I don't know what they could chop up with that. Definitely not chopping up no meat with that. And then back to black. It's hard just keeping the page down. And back to cold grey 4. To blend all them in. And I'm just going to get Mystery, and I'm going to make the handle wooden. Where's the other handle? Maybe it's down there. I don't know what that is that's falling out the pan. And then in with burnt sienna. So I do hope some people are colouring along with us. That would be really fun. So what I'm going to do with these little things, we've got some Chinese balls. So I'm going to colour them sky blue all over. And then I'm going to go in with cobalt blue. I'm just going to shade that out. Because they're so tiny, it's just going to be really hard to do loads and loads of detail. Blend that out a bit. And then inside with the cobalt blue. And then down here. Going to be all, and then a little bit at the bottom of here. What I'm going to do then with my, I have to use a gel pen if I can get this small enough. Got my 0.6. Just get this going on the back of my hand. Hopefully, if I do it steady enough, I might be able to get some cool little. I have no idea what's on there, but I'm just going to like squiggle it about like that. That'll do. That works. So the big spoons here are going to be the same colour. And that's a piece of broccoli, I think. I'll have to get some broccoli colours out. And there's a cup there as well, so that can be the same colour. So I'm going to make that cup a teacup. Like a little mouse is sat in it there. Little china mug. So dainty. We are crazy. Why do I think of these crazy ideas? But at least I've got two crazy ladies along with the rad this time. Oh, these do take a while to colour actually. I was thinking I'll be well done, I'll be well finished. So I can't really do all of them, so I'm just going to run a blue line this side and then one there, just to emphasise the darker areas. And blend that in a bit more. And then we're going to have the same pattern on this. I'm just going to do a nice little and there's another line on this one and one around the top. Yeah, I like that. Right, what's that? Well, that's that tin. So I've got a ladle spoon there, so I need to do these ones. So sky blue again. And all these plates are blue. And that spoon is blue, but he's got some liquid in that, so I'm gonna kind of go around the outside of it. And that's a ball there. Okay, in with cobalt blue. I'm hoping you can see I'm not covering up everything that you can see, because I'm like so dinky, I'm just colouring. So I'll blend that out with sky blue. I'm trying to not do loads of like major blending because it's so tiny. A bit inside there. No idea what they're supposed to be. Bit of like a napkin or something sat in that bowl. And then blend them right. Okay. Might use a gel pen because I've missed this one, so this can have the same pattern on. I'm just doing a squiggly line. It doesn't really mean anything, but it's the only pattern I can think of right now. I don't know why these are coming out so milky. I need it to come out white. Look around the edge there. And a line there, so. I'm no expert on Chinese utensils, but these can have the line on, but I'm not going to make it obvious. Okay, so let's have a see what we've got left to do. So I need to do this white colour for this one at the back. So got warm grey 2. Let's watch that little mouse's head. I'll do them brown in a second. And we might as well do this the same colour, as it's in between 2 of the same colours there. And then next up we've got warm grey 4. Blend that in a little bit. And then same on this side. And then going in with warm grey 6 all the way along that ridge. And just slightly blend it out. Same in there. And then back with warm grey 4. And then warm grey 2. And the ladle. Just there with whatever food is in that as well. So then warm grey 4 here. And then I think, apart from the critters, I think we're done then. back to warm grey 2, and then warm grey 6 just for the ridge. And the edges. And like I said, I have no idea what half of these things are on here. I know that's a panda, I'm just going to leave him like that colour. And then we've got some paint handles here. So I'm just going to darken them up there. I'm going to do some dark like that. And then the others I'm going to get the burnt sienna. They're too small to try and blend with 2 colours, so I'm just going to add this in and then lighten off my pressure to make it look like I've used 2 colours. That's got to be some kind of wooden handle, so that's what it's going to be. Okay, and then the little brown bears, I'm going to come in with burnt ochre. Little brown bears, little brown mice. Just here and here. And then just put some shadows in different areas. They're really hard to do because they're so tiny. And I'm sure there was a little face poking out one somewhere there. And then burnt sienna. Oh, missed that bit there. And then I need the green for the little leaf. So let's do it quite bright green. So we're using light green here first. Light green, and then let's see, we can have pine green because I'm going to do the broccoli with it as well. Let me just sharpen that because it's not got a pointy enough point. I think the actual lead is bigger than the actual piece that I'm colouring. And just slightly blend that out there. And then got the little bit of broccoli here. Found that funny. Little piece of broccoli. And then I'm just going to kind of like scribble in between there. And that'll be a piece of broccoli as well because I can't actually make out what it is. And that's what will make it. Okay, and then he was swimming in some kind of soup. So we'll make it like, I don't know, it can be some kind of soy sauce there. He's bathing in some soy sauce. We'll just get the skin tone out. Let's have cinnamon. Yeah. It's too tiny to... I've made him look like a pig. And I was just laughing at Tammy when she was on about she thought it was a little pig. No, I've just made it like a little pig. Have a look. Make his hat middle cadmium red. What do you think that is? I'm going to get a dark brown. I'm just going to make it look like a soy sauce dripping out because I've no idea what else it can be. So I'm going to come in with burnt ochre. I'm trying to keep it limited to what I use. And then Caput Morton Violet. I'm going to come down there with that, and hopefully we'll make it look like some kind of soy sauce, because otherwise I've no idea what it is. Blend that out. And I think, oh no, I've got a little wooden spoon I've got up there. Let's just colour that in. And there's a rolling pin. I think that's a metal girdle. So burnt sienna. It's so tiny. That's another knife, so I need to come in with this black one. So it is really tiny. I think it's a knife or some kind of strange object. So that was black, then Payne's grey, and then a tiny bit of warm grey 4. Let's come back in with the black and sharpen up the knife edges in here. Trying to not do them too dark because I'm going to lose the darkness of the pens. So white gel pen. Let's have a see. I want to put the white gel pen on these little nuts and bolts here. There's one here. Let's put a nice cast on that. Some of them are shiny. And that knife edge is a little bit shiny. And that, I think, is done. Let me just put a little bit of Prussian blue just in these, just to make that darker blue bit stand out a bit more. Know what I'm like. The same there. But yeah, I'm just going to decide whether I do them spoken through or do them little speeded up ones. I'm not sure. I've left his little napkin there. What colour can that napkin be? I think I'll just do it grey, because I've no idea what it is. I mean, if it is a napkin. Okay, so that's that page finished. Bring you a nice little close up there. There you go. So there it is. You've got a little vulture, little man in a bowl. There's a panda up here. Little mices, broccoli, pans, pots. That is day 1, everyone. Thank you very much for watching that one today, and I will see you on the next one.